1 Peter 3:8 says,
Finally, all of you,
be like-minded,
be sympathetic,
love one another,
be compassionate and humble.
This letter to non-Jewish Christians was written during a time in the early church
when Christians were being divided over their Jewish and non-Jewish backgrounds.
But they were being urged to seek unity instead of division.
Throughout history, people in our world have chosen division over love.
Something we will inevitably see over the next few months.
But as Christians, let's learn to work together for compassion,
for unity, for care,
and for humility.
Let's learn to stay together.
I was buried beneath my shame. Who could carry that kind of weight? It was my tomb till I met you. I was breathing but not alive. All my failures I've tried to hide. It was my tomb till I met you. And you called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. I needed rescue, my heart was heavy, but chains break out the weight of your glory. I needed shelter, I was an orphan, but you called me a citizen of heaven. When I was broken, you were my healing. Now your love is the air that I'm breathing. I have a future, my eyes are open, 'cause when you called my name, I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day.
First Peter 3:8-12. Finally, all of you live in harmony with one another, be sympathetic, love as brothers, be compassionate and humble. Do not repay evil with evil or insult with insult, but with blessing, because to this you were called, so that you may inherit a blessing. For whoever would love life and see good days must keep his tongue from evil and his lips from deceitful speech. He must turn from evil and do good. He must seek peace and pursue it. For the eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are attentive to their prayer. But the face of the Lord is against those who do evil.
1 Peter chapter 3, verses 8-12. A powerful passage we have been walking with, that we've been learning from, that we have let remind us of the power there is when God's people are unified, when they seek unity, and when they stay together. We need to hear this. We need to hear this during a time where there seems to be so much division and animosity. My brothers and sisters, they've gleaned or brought out some beautiful reminders for us, some kingdom qualities, if you will, that we should internalize as God's people, that we should be one-minded, we should be of the same mind, that we should have sympathy for others, that we should continue to love our neighbor as ourselves. Beautiful kingdom qualities that we should have, that we should pursue and exercise in our daily lives. Another one of those that we see specifically in verse 10 of our passage is the power our words have, the power of speech, the power of language. How often have we let our words be divisive? Have we let break someone down? Language, the language we use, is important. In 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 10, we see this: whoever would love life and see good days must keep their tongue from evil and their lips from deceitful speech. Confession time. I have at times participated in deceitful speech. I have maybe let my tongue speak evil, but we all have. We've all at times fallen into that rut of letting our tongue go out of control, not controlling our speech. But we have to be reminded that language is important. The language we choose to use is important. Language is important to God. Language is something that exists with us because we are created in the image of God. Remember, God speaks creation into being. It is a vital part of what it means to be a person. Human speech enables us to communicate, just like I am doing right here with you at this point in time. Therefore, at times our words and our speech, what we use, can reveal part of who we are. It can reveal our hearts. And sometimes our speech can show that there's more toxicity in us, and we may need a detox. But how easy it is when we are supposed to be using our words to promote unity and togetherness, how easy it is to let our tongue slip if we are not aware or cognitive of what we're actually saying and doing. You know some people that you wonder if they ever stop to process what is actually coming out of their mouth, or if they actually stop and think about what they're typing in on Facebook before they hit the post button. But I grew up with nursery rhymes. I know how easy it is to let our language slip. And you'll remember some of these nursery rhymes. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. I'm almost messing up now, see? A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? And I could do how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. I could do seashells by the seashore. And those are all tongue twisters that can possibly cause our tongue to slip at times. But our tongues, if we're not careful, can and will slip. And I remember a phrase I heard growing up that our tongues are in a wet place and they are prone to slip. Friends, we have to be careful about our speech. We have to be careful about the words that we choose to use. There is tremendous power in our human speech. In our human speech, there is tremendous power. The power to bless, the power to heal, but also on the flip side, the power to curse and destroy. Are your words promoting togetherness? Are they promoting unity? Or are they promoting cursing and destroying? Are you breaking people down, or are you building them up? By our words have power. Our words have power. What we choose to say to other people is vitally important. We have a choice. We can build others up, or we can break them down. We can promote love in our words, or we can promote hate. Love your neighbor as yourself, even those we disagree with. As we encounter those we disagree with, as we participate in conversations, may you be reminded of your tongue. And may you be reminded of 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 10, which reminds us this: keep your tongue from evil, and keep your lips from deceitful speech. May that be another kingdom quality we add to our list and participate in. Stay together and be unified, even in your speech.
So in our text from 1 Peter, we see these themes of humility and compassion, of not repaying evil for evil. And those are obviously taken straight from the life of Jesus. And we see him modeling those ideas and teaching those ideas his whole life, from his kind of humble birth in a manger to the opening line of his famous sermon, "Blessed are the poor," and even the calling of his disciples, who were certainly not the elite upper crust of society, but more common people. And it's kind of ironic that that group of disciples had a really hard time grasping Jesus' message of humility and compassion and kindness. Sometimes they argued with one another who was the greatest. On one occasion, they asked Jesus to rain hellfire down on a city. And towards the end of their time with Jesus, one of them cut a guy's ear off. And so they again and again and again failed to get the message. So much so that at one point, Jesus grabs a child and puts it in their midst, essentially saying, "I don't know how much clearer I can make this. Here's a kid. This is what you should be like." Sometimes when we surround ourselves with powerful people and quest for power and status and elite and all that stuff, it can be difficult to remember that that's not who Jesus calls us to be. We are not called to be powerful. we are called to be humble and compassionate and kind. So every now and then we need to put people in our midst to remind us of the greatness of being powerless, the greatness of being humble, the greatness of being kind. Now, I happen to have 2 children who you can see behind me, and those are the people who are put in my midst. So I am going to ask them some questions related to our text from 1 Peter. And this is not rehearsed. This is not one of those situations where children in a cute way repeat lines that adults have fed them. We don't have a regular children's time in our worship. Our music minister is kind of hard to work with. So they're not used to speaking and answering questions to a larger congregation, which is you all watching this video. So these are unrehearsed, not pre-thought out. These are their genuine thoughts on some questions that come from 1 Peter. So I'm going to get up. We're going to go talk to them. Can you tell me what kindness is?
It's basically not like being mean. It's sometimes it can be giving something that you like to someone, or just not being mean to them.
Okay, good. Can you tell me what kindness is?
Kind what?
Kindness. What kindness is?
Well, kindness is helping others and sort of like thinking about others before you. And kindness can be a lot of things. Especially like if someone is having a hard day and you do something nice for them, that's kindness.
Thank you. Can we see your caterpillar?